Greetings, listener. You have found Dark and Disturbed Tales. I am your host, Steve Taylor. I have something special for all of you tonight. Joining me in the studio is Mr. Jesse Cornett from the No Sleep podcast. Also joining me tonight is Mr. Archibald Carlisle from the Simply Scary podcast. Welcome, friends.
Hello, friends. Thank you for having me, Steve. It's good to see you again, and it's great to be here. I'd like to introduce my little friend. Some of you may remember him from the Simply Scary podcast. This is Archibald Carlisle.
Oh, you can call me Archie. Wow, Steve Taylor. Oh, man, I haven't seen you in so long, and you know I'm still your biggest fan. Oh, I love your work.
Thank you very much, Archibald. I am honored.
You can call me Archie.
Ah, okay. Archie, it's good to see you. What has brought you out of retirement? The last time we heard you was on the Simply Scary podcast, when you were harassing GM Danielson.
Well, the Nightwatcher contacted the other half and wanted to know if I would join Jesse and you here at the Dark and Disturbed Tales as a guest host. So, Jesse dusted me off, and poof, here we are.
So, Archie, what do you think of this new studio? Clean and nice and all modern equipment? And look at that brand new control booth over there.
Wow, this is great. Unlike the other studio under that castle, dark and dank with all sorts of creatures roaming around, and everything kept breaking down, and I think one of GM's pets ate one of my interns.
Yeah, I remember that. That place was creepy as hell.
Gentlemen, not to be rude, but we have a show to do for the Nightwatcher. Shall we get started?
Right. Let's go.
Oh, right. Of course. Let's do it.
Good evening, listener. Welcome back to Dark and Disturbed Tales. I am Steve Taylor.
I am Jesse Cornett.
And I'm Archie Carlisle.
Tonight, we join a couple that have been camping in the forest and decided to take a long hike along a beautiful area of the forest.
At one point, they become separated, and Jennifer becomes lost. So our protagonist begins to search for Jennifer. What will he find? Stay tuned and find out.
And now we present to you On the Bloody Trail by BadandyTheRed, narrated by the Nightwatcher, and starring me, Archibald Carlisle.
Wait. No, that's not what it says. Jesse, can you control him?
Sorry, Steve. Maybe you should finish this.
So without further ado, I present to you On the Bloody Trail by BadandyTheRed, narrated by the Nightwatcher, featuring Duchess of Darkness.
It has been 22 hours since Jennifer went missing, but I may have found the trail. We were camping together this week and were taking a hike along a beautiful area of the forest, but she got lost. She had been complaining about an upset stomach and needing to eat something for some reason. She couldn't stomach the idea of eating any of my provisions that I had brought, mostly trail mix and energy bars. She had needed to take a break, and I thought since we were over an hour away from camp, and with such an upset stomach, she might be sick. I gave her some space and privacy, and she went behind a bush. That was almost an entire day ago. She had just vanished. I have been looking everywhere in my efforts to locate her. I had diverged so far off the trail that I think I might be lost. But I have to keep looking. I have to find her. I am exhausted, and my body aches, but I continue walking, searching, and when my dry, aching throat can muster the strength, calling out to her to see if there is any response. I feel like I'm going in circles, following my own footsteps. What I thought was a trail turned out to be nothing. And worse, I hear a roar of thunder in the distance. I know that rain is not too far off. My hopes of finding any trace or a trail were evaporating quickly. I had already searched the entire day with no results, only being forced to stop for a few hours when it was completely dark. Since I couldn't find my way back to camp, I just sat there. I had no replacements or batteries. If my only light source went out, and I had to use it sparingly. Indeed, I would likely only get more lost if I wandered into the darkness alone. Alone, just like Jennifer was, I suppose. I suppressed a shudder and felt a deep sadness and fear wash over me, thinking about how she must be feeling. I felt terrible holding off my search, even a minute, if she was in trouble. I pictured her smile, her beautiful blue eyes, so full of love. Her auburn hair was often silhouetted by beautiful backgrounds of so many scenic forests and places of natural beauty we both loved so much. Why did you have to get lost? Why can't I find you? I thought hopelessly. It was not like her. She was always the survivalist. She camped out here way more than I did, many times on her own. She would always say she liked to challenge herself, and that sometimes when I asked to come, she would explicitly state that she needed to do this alone. Just then, I see something that snaps me out of my reverie. It is on the ground near the path. I swear I had been down it already. It is a brownish red stain on the dirt. I bent down to it to inspect it closer and touched the reddish soil. It was wet and smells coppery. This appears to be a small trace of someone or something's blood. I can't tell if it's human or not, but panic starts to simmer in my chest as I consider it might be Jennifer's. She might be hurt. I try to steady myself and focus on the blood, and sure enough, it looks like Yes, there it is, a small trail. It continues down. Despair and anxiety and hope combine to put me in a nervous frenzy as I rush to scrutinize every detail of the trail and follow it closely as I can. I almost lose it when it comes to. It seems to go in several yards, but then no trace. I keep looking. I pick it up again and move as fast as I can. My heart sinks when I find the source of the blood. The bloody trail terminates in the ravaged carcass of a deer. Something had injured it and chased it a good distance before ripping it apart. The scene was barbaric and seemed excessive for any type of predator in the forest that I knew of, unless there was a grizzly bear with rabies. I couldn't think of anything that would cause this kind of destructive mess, and any potential prospect terrified me as I thought about whatever had caused this, still lurking in the trees, or worse, stalking Jennifer as well. I tried to calm myself. I pushed the morbid thought aside and pressed on. I walked through the clearing with the deer carcass and hear a loud scream, or what sounds like some sort of animal dying. It is coming from the way I am heading, and I slow down accordingly and try to hear anything else. I see a small alcove near where the trail leads towards the hills and eventually the mountain pass, and it gives me a general reminder of where I might be. Thankfully, I might not be as lost as I thought I was, but this only matters if I can find my way back to Jennifer. I won't leave without her, so I look around for the sound that I heard. I can't find the source immediately, but there in the distance, I think I see. Yes, there is something else. On a rock, there is another splattering of blood. Nearby, there is what appears to be a large clump of hair, and my heart catches in my throat when I examine it. And it is indeed human hair. The light auburn hair, the same color as Jennifer's. I try to quell my rising panic. I need to find her fast. Who knows what might be happening? What might be after her? I look down and see that, fortunately, the blood is once again leaving another trail leading out of the clearing and up towards the hills. I follow it. It winds up the hills, almost flowing the past serpentine suggestion, perfectly like the Sanguine Trail has its own sentence as it leads to my unknown destination. I am halfway up the hill when the rain begins. I start to run, moving as fast as I can, losing the trail at one point in my haste, since I know it will soon vanish completely. When I am up the hill and it diverges, I will not know where to go. I hear an ear-splitting thunderclap, and shortly afterward, I hear a cry of pain. My blood runs cold in terror. A woman Jennifer, it's you. I found her. It must be her. I sprint up the hill as fast as my tired limbs will carry me. I slip, almost fall off the sheer cliff to side. As I have ascended a good portion now, I manage to pull myself up with my fingers slipping on the wet rock and mud. I run up the hill, each portion of the bloody trail growing fainter and harder to see as it slowly fades away into the rain. I reach the top, and there is a large natural cave up here, the mouth of which seems to glower ominously at me as I pause only for a moment outside. Then I rush inside, and when I see, as I half expected, as soon as I saw the cave, a faint bit of blood near the entrance. Further into the cave, I spy a glimmer of light. I can scarcely believe it, but as I cautiously step closer, yes, there was a small campfire in here. It must be her. I say aloud and start rushing forward. The stillness of the cave ambience is broken by a tortured and now that I am this close, I see the source. I freeze in my steps, and my heart seems to stop in my chest. My mouth hangs open, and I look on in silent terror and horror at the sight before me. Something humanoid sits crouched near the campfire, its hands clutching what appears to be a large dead wolf. There is a wet crunching sound and a sick tearing and sucking noise as it bites and tears and strips and consumes large chunks of meat from the poor animal. The figure is slight and appears to be covered in crude homemade leathers and large portions of various animal bones and pelts. Around the small campfire is a veritable boneyard of stripped animal skeletons, many looking recently devoured. Blood is everywhere, coating the walls and floors, and a small pool in the center leads to a gentle incline to funnel it into a morbid river out of the cave mouth and down the hill. To my dawning horror, I look at what is next to the figure and stifle a gasp as it is what appears to be a eviscerated the remains of a park ranger. The tattered remnants of the uniform still visible among the destroyed body or what remains of the body. I know I'm in danger, but I have to see while this thing is distracted. I have to see if Jennifer is here, alive or dead. I must know. I summon my courage and step forward, carefully and quietly. I see several parts of human bones, and some still intact, but largely eaten bodies. none of them look like Jennifer's. Then I make a mistake and miss a brittle bone on the floor, and it loudly crunches under my foot. The figure looks over and drops its meal and stands upright. It slowly turns to regard me, and when I look upon its face, I fall to my knees. Horror and joy mix to form a confusing turmoil of emotions in me. All I can do is stare dumbly at that face. The beautiful face with the loving blue eyes, now contorted in pharaoh concentration. The soft auburn hair, now matted in blood, even saturated in the blood and viscera and wearing fragments of animals and humans. I knew it was her. I couldn't speak. So, Jennifer spoke to me.
I'm sorry. You were not supposed to find me. I told you I needed to do this alone, like I always do. But you insisted, so I tried to sneak away. I'm just so hungry. I need to eat. I can't control it. I needed you to stay away.
She steps towards me and licks her lips.
I can hear the blood coursing through your veins. I can taste it on the air.
She takes another step towards me.
I can hear your muscles tensed in your body as they are, calling out to me to be savored.
She pauses a brief moment and holds her hand to her chest, looking sad.
I am so sorry. I will miss our walks together.
She gnashes her teeth and flexes her arms out almost involuntarily, and pauses one final time.
I will never forget you. I love you.
I love you too, is all I have to say. I run, and run madly back down the bloody trail, and into the madness and solitude of the forest we loved together and shared together. I am leaving her behind. I never thought I could. The feral scream I hear compels me to run faster. I never looked back.
Oh, well, now. That was unexpected.
Untie me, you little piece of firewood. When I get out of here, I'm gonna turn you into kindling.
Oh, that'll be just about enough out of you. I guess I'll have to tie that gag tighter. There. Now, stay in that closet and be quiet. Oh, sorry about that, folks. Where was I? Oh, yeah. That story was really disturbing and...
Hey, Archie, where's Steve?
Well, he's tied up at the moment, so I'm gonna be the new host and producer of the Dark and Disturbed Tales. I just got the memo from the Nightwatcher, so from now on, you will call me Mr. Carlisle.
Oh, crap. That's not good.
Oh, you wouldn't want to make me mad now, would ya?
Archie, hey Archie, what are you doing? You gotta come up. Would you quit wasting your time with him? We got things we gotta do.
Oh, no. Oh, it's the other half. Oh.
There's the button. Okay, let's have a great show. You, puppet, get behind the mic.
That's Vint Figure.
Yeah, whatever. You, schizoid, stand by the music. Aren't you technically the schizoid? Look, that doesn't matter right now. Let's have a great show.
Well, the show is over, actually. This is the outro.
Well, that sucks. Well, friends, I hope you'll join us here again at Dark and Disturbed Tales. Until next time, may the darkness embrace you.
Oh, you okay? Oh, man. Thanks very much. Have a great evening and happy Halloween.
Yeah, happy well, whatever. Well, talk to you later.